So it's time for World Cup 2038, where we're back in South Africa for the second time of them hosting the tournament. The holders are England, but we are Belgium. And we're drawn in a group with Cameroon and Paraguay. We opened up the tournament with the game against Paraguay, and Nicole's through ball to Timmerman was neatly finished by the striker. Riviere picked up the ball in the centre of midfield, giving it to Thunis, who set off old man Romeo Lavia, and he put a nice little finish past Gary to make it 2-0. Some neat little play between the Belgian midfield and Nicole again putting it through, only for Charles Strate to pick up off a deflected pass and making it 3-0. Charles Strate winning the ball in midfield before playing a 1-2, a nice little dummy and a brilliant left-footed strike into the bottom corner made it 4-0 going into half-time. And the rout was completed when again some nice play through the midfield, with Thunis playing in Omenga and Timmerman getting his second of the game, completing a 5-0 victory to open up this World Cup for us. The game against Cameroon didn't get off to the best of starts, with the African team knocking it about from the kick-off, keeping hold of the ball to Bell, who played it through to Kouakou, and then Fedru scored to open it up after 25 seconds. But the lead didn't last that long. A corner brought into Riviere, who blasted the ball into the top corner, making it 1-1 5 minutes later. Charles Strate's dummy free kick to Jacobs and his long drive into the bottom corner gave us the lead. And on 17 minutes, Herman won the ball, playing it out to Thunis with Charles Sartre's deflected shot, making it 3-1 to us. Timmerman making it 4-1 from the spot. Riviere putting it through to Timmerman, who got his second of the game. However, a similar story to the first goal, Kouakou was released down the right, with Fedju making it 5-2 just before the break. First half of the second half was a little bit dull before Riviere made it 6-2 on the 65th minute. However, there was a bit of a goal glut towards the end of the game when Sverts converted Nicole's corner to make it 7-2. A couple of minutes later, Riviere played it down to Timmerman, who completed his hat-trick and made it 8-2. We cut straight through the middle again when Riviere was released, pulling it back to Fuman, who made it 9-2. And right at the death, Fedju got his hat-trick when he made it 9-3. Probably the highest scoring game in World Cup history. So after scoring 14 goals and conceding 3 in just 2 games, we topped the group with 6 points and qualified through to the second round, where we'd face Morocco. It took just 3 minutes for Herman's ball to go across the box and Riviere to open the scoring. Thunis broke away down the left, pulling it back to Charles Strate, whose low drive with his left foot made it 2-0 just on 20 minutes. There was no reply from Morocco, and when Zanaro picked it up in the fullback position, he drove forward and with some nice little play received it back on the edge of the box, driving it into the top corner, giving us a 3-0 win and putting us in the third round. And just like the second round, it took us 3 minutes to open the scoring, with Gabriel knocking home from Thunis's corner. And on 41 minutes, the ball fell out to Romeo Lavia, captain of the squad, who drove it home to make it 2-0 just before half-time. And again, just like the second round, the score finished 3-0 when Charles Strate converted from the spot kick to put us through to the quarter-finals. We played Mexico in the quarter-finals, one of the tournament favourites and a nation that's dear to my heart after spending time there in club football. But after Nicole robbed the ball, Timmerman was played through and controversially gave us the lead, the Mexicans demanding offside, but the goal stood. But early into the second half, Mexico struck back after Carballo's ball across was met by Herrera, and the score was 1-1. It was a very tight game, but Parade's ball found Timmerman again, and despite calls for offside for the second time, the goal still stood and was enough to put us in the semi-finals of the World Cup, where we would face Colombia, and if we beat them, Portugal await us in the final after they defeated Nigeria 2-1. Colombia, though, proved an exceptionally difficult opponent to break down, and despite having 21 attempts on goal, we couldn't find a way through, and for the first time in this tournament, we were held to a goalless draw. However, when it came to penalties, Mina stepped up first for Colombia and placed it straight into Carton's hand. Charles Strate had the chance to give us the lead after just the first penalties, and made no mistake in doing so. Blanco stepped up for the Colombians, and his shot was saved again by Carton, who was performing wonders in the goal for us. Riviere could make it 2-1, and again we made no mistake with 2-0 up after just the first 2 penalties. Posado needs to score to keep Colombia in it, but Carton again was immense in goals, and we are through to the World Cup final against Portugal. And in a tied affair after 38 minutes, we managed to break away from a Portuguese corner with Chalstrate making a darting run through midfield and finishing with a sweet right foot shot. And Portugal went down to 10 men when Ludwig made a second bookable offence, and he was off after 72 minutes. After going down to 10 men and having a 1-0 lead, it became apparent that we were the dominant force, and Riviere was set free with a wonderful chip, scoring one of the best goals in World Cup final history. 2-0 to Belgium with 9 minutes to go. Well, things started taking a bit of a turn towards the end when Paulo's cross found Silva, whose deflected shot brought Portugal back into the game with a few minutes to go. And then right in stoppage time, we were also down to 10 men after Varel Stay also made a second bookable challenge, and he was off, giving Portugal hope with minutes to spare. But Reca drove down the left, giving it to Duranville, whose cross found Parade, and we were 3-1 up in the 94th minute, and Belgium have won the World Cup. So we won the World Cup with Belgium, and I think that gives us the opportunity to end our national journey there, because it's not going to get much better than that. We started off unemployed, we started off with no coaching qualifications, we started off semi-professionally in Indonesia, and we've won the World Cup with Belgium. We've been on a fantastic journey of club football around the world, and now it's time to try and finally conquer Europe. And that's all I've got my sights set on. And as you can see, we've had a job offer from a pretty prominent club in Germany. That's right, Bayer Leverkusen have offered us the job, and I've accepted it. So find out in the next episode how we've got on in our first season in Germany and whether we've been able to overturn the dominant forces of Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.